Yikes. Yikes, 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 yikes. Welcome to Jets Postgame Live, presented by Audi. Visit your Tri-State Audi dealer to get behind the wheel of yours today. Alongside Bart, Scott, Willie Colon, Connor Rogers, I'm Steve Gelbs. Jets fall in Jacksonville 48-20, and at times it didn't even feel that close. Brady Cook getting his first NFL start. Looked okay in the beginning. Ended up with a couple of really bad picks, 3 picks overall. We will talk about Brady Cook and hear from him as we move forward in the show. But really this one, similar to the last week, guys, all about the defense. And the defense really, I understand that the starters are few and far between. A lot of backups playing, a lot of injuries, trades. But the last couple of weeks just been unacceptable from the defense. And today, let's just start right away with the secondary, because Trevor Lawrence was doing anything and everything against this Jets secondary today.
I mean, when you look at it, really what it was is they anticipated that the Jets were embarrassed in the last couple of weeks, and they knew that the Jets anticipated there was going to be run. And they did a lot of play action off of first down, getting those linebackers up and throwing right behind them. Travis Etienne, once again showed why he's a complete back. I don't know if he ended up – I know he caught 2, the screen pass and the other one against Quincy, the wheel route. It was just a mismatch. It was almost like watching homecoming. And it's discouraging because now they lost a different way. And once again, it seemed like they were out-schemed on defense, in my opinion. You look at the play-action passes on first down. I don't think the Jets adjusted well to what they were doing, understanding that they were throwing on first down and running on second down. And they found ways to get mismatches with ETN against the linebackers, running slants and then getting him out of the backfield. And it was pitch and catch. And this was a pretty easy score. Once again, the Jets find themselves down, giving up almost 30 points before halftime.
Yeah, I think Bart's right. I think they knew the Jets was going to try to come out and try to play bully ball. It just didn't work. I mean, we saw 2 reverses in the first half. They just played the leverage game. And listen, Trevor Lawrence was solid. I mean, he had it to be. He stood in the pocket, delivered the football. And I also thought their offensive line they kind of bumped threw us around a little bit. I thought Clemens had a long day. I thought our edge rushers really couldn't get home. You give Trevor Lawrence that time to get mobile and look down the field, he's going to make explosive plays, and they were able to do so.
Connor, what did you see specifically out of the secondary? I mean, we understand, too, that Sauce is gone, no A.Z. Thomas now out for the season, but this secondary really, talk about a mismatch. It was an extreme overmatch today.
Right, but there's blown coverages out there with 2 guys they gave huge contracts to, and Brandon Stevens and Jamie Sherwood. So I understand a lot of people will kind of fall back and be like, it's a lot of reserve players, it's young players. I get all of that, but you also have to have these guys ready to play. And the problem is as Willie just said, the pass rush doesn't get home. They don't manufacture any kind of pass rush.
Worst blitz package I've ever seen in football.
Right. So I'm with you all the way. Their blitzes constantly get picked up. So if you know going into the game that your pass rushers aren't going to get home and you have to manufacture pressure, you got to be more creative to help the guys on the back end. And Trevor Lawrence had all day to throw. He even missed a couple, which is wild when you look at the box score. It could have, trust me, it somehow could have been worse. And these guys, they're just struggling to stay in phase and coverage for that long. And I'm not making excuses. It's all kind of linked together. It's like the front doesn't get home, and then the back end can't hold up long enough. And even the few times the back end holds up long enough, the middle of the field, there's so much confusion, whether they're biting on play action and then they're letting a tight end over their head or out to the flat. They're not a very creative defense, and unfortunately right now they're also not a very talented defense, and that's how you get almost 50 points hung on you.
I don't understand why they were biting for play action on first down when ETN only had 12 attempts. The leading rusher was Trevor Lawrence with 51 yards. So clearly this was a pitch and catch game. They thought that they can get you in space and get their playmakers open downfield on the outside and find ways to get ETN the ball in space against the linebackers. And he had, home run shots. But Why? It should be no play action if there's no run attempts. If you're not getting killed by, giving up big runs, why are you coming down? It's a huge void behind those linebackers creeping up, and they telegraph their blitzes so easily.
How so? What do you mean by that?
They're blitzing. They're running a cross dog, what we call a cross dog. Pittsburgh Steelers made it famous. And they're standing 3 yards off the ball. Like we see you. First thing you're gonna say when you see it, you say Mike 52, and you're gonna say 5-0, 5-0.
You slide the
right?
line.
Or money, right?
Yeah.
It means squeeze everything down. We got inside pressure coming, pick it up, and it leaves everybody on the island because the back end's trying to disguise. But then the linebackers are sending a text message to Trevor Lawrence that we blitzing.
Right.
It's madness.
Yeah, and I think so. You talk about the way that they're
the nuance of defense and just the.
Yes.
I swear, just the basic things and disguises that I learned in high school and college. You don't tip it. You're supposed to sit at 5, right? You're supposed to be waiting on your heels, on your toes, not looking at the quarterback, not looking at anything. And then when a ball is snapped, you go. Or you cheated up 4. You don't stand up lackadaisical like you're in this amoeba defense like we used to be with Rex. Everybody was up. Not just 2 people. Everybody was up. And then they run it like it's like they're dumb football players. And I said this a lot, right? And that's why we're going to see Phillip Rivers come and play and maybe have a shot, because a lot of these new guys, they're fast, they're strong, they're athletic, but they're dumb as a box of rocks because they rely on their athleticism and not playing the game within the game. So when you go against a quarterback that can think the game, how many times did we hear Trevor change the play and get him right into the perfect play? Mm-hmm. Because they don't know how to disguise. They don't know how to be professionals. They don't know what it's like they're not taught what the offense is taught. So they don't know how to mess with the offense. They just send text messages. It's so simple and easy. See?
Right on cue. That was
Send
pretty
the
good.
text message.
But, you know, so here's another thing, too, because we're talking about the blitz and the way that they're telegraphing their blitzes and not getting home. A lot of the issues on this defensive unit obviously come from also a lack of talent. But there are guys that are supposed to be able to do things without a blitz and without being schemed up in a proper way.